We're talking everything you guys need to know before watching The Witcher Season 2. What's up, everybody? Chris and Rob here of the Jersey Comic Crew, and we are delving into the three big characters of the Witcher franchise.
Yes.
That's right, Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer, and we're talking where they left off in Season 1, because it's been some time, Rob, and where we think they might be going or heading into in Season 2. I'm very excited.
Exactly. So first we're going to talk about Yennefer, the spooky witch lady, right?
Yeah.
We know that she's still searching for a way to restore her fertility because of that gruesome transformation spell turned into an ugly duckling to the beautiful swan, and she lost that. And at the end of the series, you saw her exhibit her powers in full glory at the Battle of Sodden Hill, which was fantastic. But the main question we have for Yennefer going into Season 2, aside from like, will she get her fertility? Is there going to be a consequence to her magic, right? In the first season of The Witcher, you heard mention of magic has consequences, and some witches and warlocks didn't really believe that. But after that battle, clearly we saw her eyes were bleeding, right? Obviously, this magic is taking a toll on her body. Is that going to get worse in the rest of the season, or is she going to figure out a way around that and become the ultimate, let's say, sorcerer supreme, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, that's going to be a great question. And not only that, with the toll on her body, could she possibly go blind for a while? Could this make it even harder than it was before for her to get her fertility back because of the toll the magic took on her body? And will there be outside consequences? It's kind of a weird thing, and I want to get your opinion too, and guys, let us know in the comments. But
of course,
she wins the battle, right? She basically wins the Battle of Sodden Hill by unleashing this massive magical power and basically putting herself in harm's way and trying to save the witches. So many people died in this battle, yet there's a chance she might be, tried for it. By the other witches, by elves, maybe. I don't know yet, but it's looking like it's going to get worse before it gets better for Yennefer at this moment in time.
So, my theories are on just the show. I haven't played any video games, so I don't know all the details on like the extra stuff with Yennefer, but it does seem like she's going to get tried, right? It feels like she's like the black scapegoat of the witch community. Everybody hates her. Everybody's gunning for her. And I feel like this, with the toll on the magic and everything else, is just going to force her down that darker path. We saw her go down that darker path in Season 1, and then kind of like turn around when Geralt came in, and she's like, maybe I could be good. And now I feel like unless Geralt and her have this deep conversation and connection, I think she's just going to keep going down that dark path. And it's going to get to a point where she's going to become maybe not necessarily a villain for Geralt, but just a evil menace for the rest of the civilized society.
So that, and the fact that Geralt and her had this love connection.
Oh, yeah.
Then it kind of ended badly because she, obviously wants her fertility back. She wants to be able to have children and choose for herself. And Geralt's kind of like, why would you bring kids into this world? And you're a dark sorceress. So like every time she kind of meets someone who kind of lessens that load in her mind and kind of helps in some way or another, it becomes this fight for like, no, like, this is what I want. I know what I want. Like, screw you. I'm going to do what I want. There's no like compromise for Yennefer, right? It's just like, nope, this is what she wants and not. So is that going to be part of it, where it's her mind is so set that she's not going to be able to go down? Or I think it's going to be more, she's even more exiled, becoming,
I think so,
possibly darker, but hopefully Geralt brings her out of that.
She's just a strong-willed woman, and then back in this time, they did not accept this. That's all it comes down to. She's like, I'm doing this. I'm going to get stronger. You're not allowed.
More than just
I'm doing this.
Strong-willed. She has powers that can kill people.
Very true. Moving on to the main man himself, Henry Cavill, Daddy Cavill, bubble bath taken. You want to join in? Geralt of Rivia. We know he was united with the Child of Surprise, right? And for those of you guys who don't remember, her name is Ciri. After Ciri left her hometown after the great big invasion, and her hometown was getting destroyed.
Yeah, and the reason this happens is because before Ciri was born, her mother, Princess Pavetta, was in love with this knight named Duny. And they were pregnant with Ciri at the time, but Geralt saved his life. So by the law of surprise, Ciri then becomes this magical child of kind of like thanks, and is passed to Geralt of Rivia, thus becoming his daughter without him knowing and Princess Pavetta knowing either. So then once Princess Pavetta finds out, she's like, I'm not giving my child away, this royal child of Sintra, to some witcher, because the witchers are obviously not looked upon as the best beings on the universe. That's where that connects. That's why Ciri has been looking for Geralt now, fleeing her home as it's been destroyed as repercussions for her mother being like, I'm not giving you to the Switcher.
Yeah, exactly. To put the conversation a little bit more focused on Ciri, the last major character we wanted to talk about, we know her goal for season 1 was to connect with Geralt. Goal accomplished, right? But we do know that there is this evil, creepy knight that is following her, right?
Yes.
So the question becomes, in season 2, when the knight catches up with them, what's gonna happen, right? There's obviously gonna be a big battle. Is it just gonna be Ciri versus him, or maybe Gerald's gonna stop in as Big Daddy and knock the shit out of this knight, right? Like there has to be something with this creepy guy following her.
Yes, Cahir. I think Cahir will.
That's his
be
name.
There,
okay.
Rob. Yes, I think he's gonna show up. I think Gerald's gonna have to fight him, or he's gonna realize, crap, she made it to the Witcher before I could get to her.
It's too late.
Let me retreat and bring back more.
Oh,
like, does it become like we're gonna send half an army after Ciri because the royal family is not gonna allow this to happen, since they've already broken the law of surprise, and their entire city's been sacked basically. So I think that's gonna be an interesting part, depending on the choice Cahir makes once he figures out that Ciri is with Geralt.
Yeah, I don't see a big battle happening there, because it's like, a big battle means almost like an end to that thing. I can see them coming in, and she tries to grab it. He tries to grab her. Geralt comes in. They have a small skirmish. He runs, and then he's gonna come back. I can see, having your cake and eat it too, if he lets him. But the real thing we want to talk about with Ciri is this prophecy. There's this evil, dark, twisted prophecy that circles around her.
So the prophecy states, "Verily, I say unto you, the era of the sword and the axe is nigh, the era of the wolf's blizzard. The time of the white chill and the white light is nigh, the time of madness and the time of contempt." So this excerpt of the prophecy is from Ithlinne's prophecy. And in it, it foretells kind of this Armageddon, end of the world in snow and ice. So now, Rob, are we also dealing with, not only does Ciri have these powers and she might be a female Witcher in training, but can she possibly have these magic powers where she foresees the future?
I think she just saw Game of Thrones, and she saw Beyond the White Wall, and that's what
the Night King just raising up.
The little bit that I do know about the prophecy is that, like, it's gonna end. The world's gonna end in the Ice Age, and only like blood elves are gonna be alive and remain. I don't think we've seen any blood elves, or if we did, we saw them for like a quick second.
Yeah.
The ability to see the future, that might be the whole thing with her. I think what would make for a better story, something cooler than besides her just seeing the future, would be like she gets so powerful, so chaotic, she causes the Ice Age, right? She does this big explosion blast to cause this. Maybe this has something to do with Yennefer as a fuel source, or like as a catalyst to her powers, maybe. I don't really know what this is, but we do know, the Wolf's Blizzard, Geralt is the wolf. So maybe he gets absorbed into this magic power somehow and causes, if something goes wrong, right? This whole prophecy seems to me, if something goes wrong, this is what's going to happen.
It's interesting. Yeah, obviously the Wolf's Blizzard, that's definitely Geralt. The time of the white chill and the white light. White light is usually some form of goodness, right? Warmth, positivity, godlike something. But also the time of madness and contempt. That to me is Yennefer's part. I think the Wolf's Blizzard is obviously Geralt. I think the white light is Ciri, and I think madness and contempt is Yennefer. I think it's all three of them.
So it's three different timelines. Like right now, like we're in the age of we were in the age of the Witchers. They're fighting. Geralt is like the Witcher in the prophecy, right? And then now it's like, the white chill and the white light's coming. Like Ciri's sending this peace out, this calming thing, and then Yennefer's going to come in and mess everything up. So it goes from war to peace to evil war again.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Where Ciri is really the person who is kind of like the chosen one to hopefully fix everything. Geralt's really there as her knight. And even though it's kind of about Geralt, it's really about his story to protect her now.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Becoming the Mandalorian to Grogu aspect.
Perfect.
And Yennefer is now kind of this like, I've been trying to be a decent person. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. And every turn, someone either tells me I can't do it, or it's impossible, or just tries to stop me, or is angry at me for helping. So I think all three of them are wrapped up in this prophecy, and that's going to be a big thing in season 2.
Chris, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I really enjoyed that prophecy. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to get all of that in season 2 or mostly the setup. This show's pace is very similar to Game of Thrones. It's slow, but there's a lot more action. And for me, it's more enjoyable to watch. But really, we want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you guys think of the prophecy? What do you think is going to happen to these 3 main characters that we focused on? What do you think is going to happen in season 2? Let us know down below.
And guys, thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't miss any of our Witcher coverage. You know we're going to talk about season 2 after it comes out and after Spider-Man.
Of
but
course.
If you missed anything, make sure you check it out on the channel right here. And as always, I'm Chris Heller. That's Rob Moran. We're the Jersey Comic Crew, and we will see you next time.